locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Churio hits it on the ground. It's a fair ball down the left field line. Churio around first. He's headed for second. Here's the throw from Happ. It is late. A leadoff double for Jackson Churio. Drops down. A line drive down the right field line. That'll score Churio. Terang into second base. Back-to-back doubles. And we're tied 1-1. Perkins line drive. Back up the middle of base hit. Vaughn will score. Frelick goes to third. It's 4-1. 10th man at the plate. Churio down in the count 1-2. Soroka's pitch. Line drive and into left. A base hit. Frelick scores. Perkins coming home. He scores. A sixth spot at the bottom of the first for the Brew Crew. The pitch. Struck him out swinging. Threw a fastball by him at 96, and he strikes out 3 in the inning. 9 Ks in the game for Freddie Peralta through 5 sparkling innings in Game 1.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
We begin this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy congratulating everyone involved. Can I get some air horns back there, Joshy? Can I get a little celebration sound effects? Because obviously, your Milwaukee Brewers did the dang thing over the weekend. Gabe was there. We're going to talk to him about that a little bit. Huge first inning, huge win. But I want to back up just a smidge here. Because what a scene, what a showing. AmFam Field was chock full of Brew Crew fans. And for that, guys, I just think we need to remind Brewers fans that they held up their end of the donkey. They did what they were supposed to do, and that was to make AmFam Field, Gabe, a home field advantage for Game 1 of the NLDS.
Yeah, this was something that I guess I wasn't all that concerned about. I know a lot of people were wringing their hands because, again, usually Cubs fans come up because, well, for a lot of them, especially living in the northern suburbs, it's easier for them to get to AmFam Field and park and go to a game than it is to go down to Wrigley Field. And I guess I was under the understanding of pretty much exactly what happened. This game was sold out a week and a half before we knew it was going to be Brewers-Cubs, and I just assumed that Brewers fans would want to go to the game. That's exactly what happened. There weren't a lot of tickets that were available on the marketplace. Even the ones that were incredibly expensive. So I thought that, being a playoff game and the Cubs didn't know that they were coming here until 2 days before the game, that we were going to get the crowd that we ultimately got on Saturday.
Is that a shot at the Packers? Little bit of a shot?
I think but the difference, Chew, would be regular season versus postseason.
Yes, that's immediately where my brain went.
If let's say the Packers get their act together here and they end up winning the division and they host a wild card round or get the first round bye and host a divisional round game, whatever it is, I think that the tickets are going to be pretty expensive and most Packer fans are going to want to go to that playoff game because it's been a couple of years since the Packers have hosted a playoff game.
Not really a big fan of tonight's start time, though.
And we're in it.
Well, especially for Chewy heading back to Florida. It is a 9:08 start time for the big guy down in Florida.
Do we want to do an over-under on innings seen by the big guy? No.
Hold on. If they start like they did in Game 1, it'll be early bedtime.
You're saying you can go to bed. Obviously, the Brewers end up winning that one 9-2. Yes, it would be very nice for them to be able to jump out to a big lead again. And we will talk about the start time tonight because I do think that is interesting. I will be attending the game this evening as well, and I'm trying to figure out 4 hours of sleep, potentially 5 hours of sleep, maybe like 8 o'clock start. Mm-hmm. I always just assume a 3-hour game, even though I know they go shorter. Sometimes they go longer. Like I assume a 3-hour game. Commute home, wind down after a big win. We're manifesting here.
I mean, so it was a long game, it felt like, especially the start of the game, and that was only 3:05.
Okay.
On Saturday.
Okay.
So I think shooting for like 2:45 could be for tonight's game. I think that's in the cards.
Playoff games typically go longer.
And there's commercials, so they have added commercials and
national
whatnot.
games.
I guess I'm not expecting 12 runs in the game tonight, and I'm not expecting 9 runs in the first 2 innings, which was a baseball record, by the way.
Wouldn't hate it. Wouldn't fight it if it came again from the home team.
If it happened, I would not complain, no, but I'm just not expecting it.
There was a story I saw on social media of a guy who couldn't attend the game on Saturday. And by the way, all the college football in the world taking place on Saturday afternoon. You guys know I usually watch it on the plane ride home. I've got the YouTube TV on the phone. If I'm not flying Delta, I've got another game on the screen, so we're double screening on the plane. I must have been the only one watching the Brewers game. I must have been the only one watching the Brewers game on the screen, on the plane, coming home. And so, again, a lot of people excited about what was done earlier. The game to start tonight is 8:08. Are you going tonight as well, Gabe?
Unclear as of this moment. Because
you have tickets?
I do not. I walked out of the game on Saturday thinking I really want to go back. So we're monitoring the situation. We'll just put it that way. We're monitoring the situation, and if something, as we get closer to game time, becomes semi-reasonable, I might be pulling the trigger and heading over.
All right, that'd be great. So I was talking about the guy who said he couldn't go to the game on Saturday, and he wanted to make sure that Brewers fans got his tickets. So he went to the box office, I believe, and turned them in. Was like, I can't make it, but it's really important to me that I don't sell these on the second market and have a Cubs fan in my seats for the game on Saturday. And I didn't even know you could do that. I didn't even know that was an option for people who might not be able to make a game they have tickets to.
I'm guessing the Brewers didn't refund him. I'm guessing they just took them and then redistributed them. Do we think he got? I'm not sure if he got refunded in his account.
I don't think that's the way it went.
He just gave his tickets to the Brewers, and the Brewers redistributed.
He said, if anyone calls, if anyone's looking for some, here's some tickets. Do it that way.
That makes it even better from that guy's standpoint, right?
I don't believe there's a refund policy.
I don't think there is. I think once you purchase the tickets from the Brewers, you own the tickets and they're not taking them back.
But I also saw that, again, we get the discount tickets because of our affiliation with the Brewers. I also saw that if you sold those tickets, they were going to rescind or not allow you to purchase tickets going forward. My thing is there's got to still be a way where if you want to, there's got to be like a swap site or something like that. Other than Facebook, you got to throw it up on your Facebook. I got 4 tickets to tonight's game. Can't make it. Life came up. But I'd love for Brewers fans to take these tickets. There should be a platform where that type of exchange can be done, and you actually do get your money back.
Well, again, that's the way to do it is Facebook. It's called having friends, Jen. I think that's the platform in which you do it. You just kind of literally text everyone you know who is a Brewers fan in your phone, and you see if they want to go to the game. Because, again, why not just give the tickets to your buddies if you're just giving them back to the Brewers? That's the part that doesn't make sense.
How much are these playoff tickets?
They're not cheap. So where I sat in the Terrace Reserve, so like the first handful of rows up top, those were $65 a pop, which I thought were relatively reasonable. But anything in the lower section is $150 or higher in the 200s and obviously 100s. And some of the prices I've seen, if the Brewers were to advance to the CS, I think the cheapest ticket's going to be $90 or $95.
Yeah, I believe with the pre-sale, you could get decent bleacher seats for like $78.
Yeah.
To me, that's totally fair.
Yeah, for a playoff game. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they're only going to get more and more expensive.
What time should I get there tonight for the game? Starts at 8. Should I get there at 7? Walk around, grab some dinner? Or is it more of like a roll in right before first pitch?
Well, if you're going to roll in right before first pitch, you're probably going to miss first pitch.
Okay, fair
enough. Lines.
Yeah. I didn't know what to expect. I got there about 2 hours. I figured if I left our house 2 hours before first pitch, okay, a little bit of line for traffic. There was nothing. I was in the ballpark by 20 after 11 on Saturday. So the earlier you went, but then obviously a lot of people had to jam into that thing in the next hour and a half. So
who are you going with, Jen?
Chase, my son, and one of his friends.
Does he get school off the next day?
Ooh, excellent question.
I mean,
Probably
he can't
not.
possibly be expected to go to bed as late as he is and be fully rested.
Well,
for a
he
full
needs
day
to
of school.
negotiate
and
the thing.
be able to focus the requisite amount that is required to, be able to take all the classes.
I thought you were going into a Ferris Bueller thing there. I can't possibly be expected to go to school on a day like this.
I could set him back.
Well, he needs to negotiate it where he starts with the day off and then settles on how about 10 o'clock to school.
Settles on, so we make an
Right?
agreement. We sort of like
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
negotiate a time and spit on the hand.
He probably wants to go so he can still go to football practice. So yeah, just a late start. Miss the first couple of periods and then wander your way in.
Yeah.
Excused absence.
Again, this is one of
He's
those
got
things.
Brewers fever, Jen.
We
He can't
all
help it.
have Brewers fever. This is
Yeah.
one of those things where I don't want to be gift horse, looking in the mouth of a gift horse. But 8:08, I was like, oh, God, that is so inconvenient. That is such an inconvenient start time for me.
I blame the Dodgers. If the Dodgers were better in hosting this series, the Brewers would have the earlier start time today instead of the late start time, 8:08.
Yeah, but again, we're not complaining. We're just noting that it will be a long, late night, but hopefully a euphoric night. Hopefully the Brewers get that second win. We want to talk a little bit as the show goes on this morning about the pitching situation for the Brewers. Obviously, Freddie was fantastic in his debut, the playoff debut this year in Game 1. But it sounds like they're going with an opener in Aaron Ashby, and then likely following him up with maybe Quinn Priester. Again, we talked to Levering last week, and Levering thought that Quinn Priester was going to be the starter for Game 2 because he has had such an unbelievable year, doing just great things out there. But it sounds like this is a matchup thing, Gabe. It's lefty, and that's the reason why Murph is doing this?
Yeah, I wonder if Michael Busch didn't hit a ball 7,000 feet to open the game on Saturday, if they would have just rolled with Quinn Priester. But also, the Cubs are just a very left-handed heavy team. Like, a lot of their best hitters are left-handed, right? You got Michael Busch at the top of the lineup. Kyle Tucker's their best player. They've got a couple of guys who are switch hitters, and you want them over on the right-hand side. So I think it's, okay, Craig, I'm going to put this lefty out there. Either you're going to have Michael Busch and Kyle Tucker in the lineup where they typically are at 1 and 3, or you put them down further in the lineup, hoping that Ashby comes out of the game after an inning, and then those guys get less at bats, or they have to face Aaron Ashby, and then you put Quinn Priester in and let him throw his 4 or 5 innings.
This is must win for the Cubs, though. They lose this and it's over, because the Brewers aren't losing 3 in a row. Forget about it. Fair.
Yeah, I mean, the way they play, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on the Cubs for this game, without a doubt. And I've gone back and forth. I think I've talked myself into really liking this because Ashby, he's good wherever you put him, and it gives a little bit of time, settle the nerves, and then you put in Quinn Priester as a rookie who's never pitched in a postseason game. And then you get to go to Jose Quintana on the road. He's pitched, how many playoff games in his career? He's pitched in Wrigley Field before. You're able to start him in Game 3. I like the plan that Murph has put together. And hopefully, let's say Ashby goes 2, and then best case scenario, you get 5 out of Priester. You got to cover the last 2 innings with some combination of McGill, Uribe, and Jared Koenig. You've got a lot of options down in the back end of the bullpen if this plan goes the way I'm picturing it.
And I will say this, I sat there and scratched my head a little bit when I first saw it because there was a lot of mystery about how they were going to shake out too. In fact, in the game notes for Game 1, it still hadn't listed a starter for Game 2. They said, we'll let you know when we know. And then I think a lot of people thought it was going to be Priester. Then all of a sudden you're hearing Ashby's going to go out there. Well, Ashby only has one other start this season. It was against Arizona in August. I think he went 2 innings. Now, he did exceptionally well. I think he had 3 strikeouts, faced 6. So if he has that performance tonight, you'll take it, right? You'll take 2 innings of Ashby and then handing the ball over to Priester or whoever it is, quote unquote, that Murph decides to go with.
Yeah, I would be shocked if it wasn't Priester at this point. But yeah, I feel good anytime Aaron Ashby is in the game. And if you want him to face those lefties, because if you want to throw PCA in there, if he happens to get to that point in the lineup the first time through, and you're able to get through all those lefties, get through 2 innings without giving anything up, yeah, I think you take that, and then you feel good about Priester settling in for the next handful of innings before turning it over to the rest of your bullpen, which is going to be refreshed and ready to go.
Does the Miz have a role?
No. I mean,
not at all?
Well,
such high leverage,
if
high
they're
pressure
up,
situation.
I thought he might get an inning on Saturday, But the more I thought about it, the more it didn't make sense because they still kind of threw some of their horses, even though we're up by a bunch, because they hadn't played in a week. So they wanted to get everybody some action, right? And if you get up a ton, if you're down a ton, my guess is Miz is your mop-up guy. He's the guy who's just going to have to eat innings the way Aaron Savale ate innings for the Chicago Cubs in the game on Saturday.
Lots to be excited about as the Brewers take on the Cubs in Game 2 of the NLDS tonight at AmFam Field, 8:08 first pitch. That game will be on TBS. You know, Aaron Ashby is one of just a handful of guys in the league who has a save on his ledger this season and a start. Again, that start coming at the end of August against Arizona, but there are only like 5 guys in the league who can say, I have started a game and I have earned a save in a game. I mean, just speaking to his versatility and what a great weapon he is having as far as the Brewers' arms go. All right, we got a lot of stuff to get to today. We will continue talking about your Milwaukee Brewers. Obviously, the Packers were on the bye this week, and the NFL was weird over the weekend. Did you end up seeing that the Bills lost that game last night to the Patriots? This is not not the Patriots that we have known over the last few years, as Mike Vrabel is now there holding things down. We'll talk about the NFL and roll on. We've also got Rob Domofsky coming up in the second hour of the show. Stick around. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on.
Milwaukee, I've got your plans coming up this Saturday from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. Join Mentalities. They're hosting a health fair at 2323 North Mayfair Road at Suite 104 in Wauwatosa. It's all about your health, our community, and giving back. You'll get a free cognitive test. It's the first FDA-approved brain health test of its kind. That's done in just 10 minutes. Plus, you get lab testing. That's available with a donation. And Mentality will have exciting giveaways, including game tickets. And best of all, this event supports Ignite the Spirit, helping Milwaukee's firefighters and their families. Mentality clinics are backed by science and delivered with care, giving men discreet and reliable way to unlock peak performance. Don't miss it. It's Mentality's Health Fair, Saturday, October 11th from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m., 2323 North Mayfair Road in Wauwatosa. Come for your health and help support those who serve our city.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Westbound 94, right about at Highway F, we've got the right lane blocked with a broken down vehicle. Now, emergency crews are on the scene with this, like a fire truck, etc. So that's one of the reasons why the right lane is blocked. Seen a little bit of a delay right past that point. Eastbound 94, you've got backups as per usual from 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. Northbound 41, slowing from just before Mayfair Road all the way up to about Hampton. Southbound slow from the county line to Good Hope Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, increasing clouds, then afternoon showers or isolated storms, a high of 76. Tonight, on and off showers or storms, mostly cloudy, a low of 55. Weather's brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
On this show, it's always football season.
I was shook. I couldn't believe what I started the show with today is legitimately. Guys, I am who I am, man.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
I couldn't believe what I was watching, and even as the game was unfolding, had we won, I legit was going to feel sick because I thought, how does this happen?
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
Bye week for the Green Bay Packers, and head coach Matt LaFleur keeps it pretty simple on what he's focused for his team with 13 games remaining in the NFL regular season.
You got to get these guys their bodies back, and then we all also understand that it's going to be a long haul after the bye, so you better get your mind right to go on that journey and to try to get a little bit better every day.
Audio courtesy of Packers.com. The Packers will take this week off before returning to action at Lambeau Field, where they're 2-0 this year, in Week 6 against the Cincinnati Bengals next Sunday.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Do you want to bank without the fuss? For easy banking, rely on us. In person, online, or with the Tri-City app. Your banking can be done just like that. Tri-City National Bank. Member FDIC.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Did you know that fact, though?
No, I didn't.
You didn't know that fact?
Is that just a fact, Brig?
Yeah. I mean, that's what Chewy does. Chewy knows the most facts of anyone on the show.
He also knows the most fiction.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Back here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, talking about your Brew Crew taking on the Cubs tonight. Game 2 of the NLDS after Game 1 was one for the ages. But, of course, it's just one game, and you got to keep winning in order to move on. The Brewers feel like a team based on the way that they performed after a little bit of a lengthy layoff, right? We were worried, like, oh, how much rust is there going to be? Seems like Murph did a good job of making sure his guys were still sharp, obviously to the tune of the 9-2 win. But Jackson Chourio did re-aggravate his right hamstring. They did an MRI. It was inconclusive. Some of this is the Brewers keeping stuff close to their vest shoe and not wanting to get the word out. But are you concerned if Jackson Chourio's hamstring injury lingers and keeps him out of the remainder of the playoffs?
Kind of changed his stride, and he reached for first base, and that's, I don't know, did he say it popped or it just...
No, he said after the game that he felt fine, and he thought it was mostly precautionary. That's what he said after the game. Murphy after the game was hilarious because he's like, yeah, hopefully it's not as bad as last time and he'll recover, or this could be devastating. So Murph was kind of playing both sides of the fence. Chourio, the fact that he stepped up and said he felt good physically, just had to pass some tests. He was doing a little bit of light running on the field in front of media. Yesterday, they said he had to do a number of different tests yesterday, and they were going to reevaluate him to see how he felt after those.
My guess is he will not play the rest of this series. And then to him, when you do this and you pull it, a couple times within the season, then it becomes really a mental thing because you're so afraid to hit that next gear. Mm-hmm. Now, you can kind of control it offensively, when you're running the bases, but defensively you just can't because when you need to break on a ball and you got to just have that fifth gear, defensively, I think would be more of the problem.
Chourio ended up missing, obviously, everyone who watches the Brewers know, most of August. The good news is the Brewers went 21-9 in the month of August, so I'm not saying that him being out of the lineup doesn't affect the team, but I'm also saying it seems like they were able to make do when he was out, Gabe. Does that at least give you some confidence that if he is not able to be 100% and they don't feel comfortable having him out there, this team can still pick up the slack?
Yeah, they can to an extent, but as Murph said, if he's out, it's devastating, especially against the Cubs, who are pretty left-handed dominant. They're going with another lefty today in Shota Imanaga, and Jackson hits lefties really well, and we've seen Jackson rise to the level of the postseason. Had the 2 home runs in one game last year. He now has 3 multi-hit games in his career. First player in postseason history to have 3 hits in the first 2 innings. of a postseason game. So he takes his game to another level. He is made for the spotlight. So he's one of your studs. And Isaac Collins is a nice player, and he is a good replacement. You're not going to be mad about Isaac Collins, but when you're down one of your studs, it's going to hurt. I think they can pick up the slack, but it's going to hurt.
But you can always DH him, Gabe. I mean, you can control it running the bases.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They don't want it. They would, I think, again, if he can't play the field, my guess is they're not going to. Like, maybe they'll pinch hit him.
Yeah.
But if he's not able to play the field, my guess is they're not going to DH him and put Yelly out in the outfield. Because that's what you would have to do. Because Yelly's the DH right now, and you'd have to throw him out in left.
Am I higher on Isaac Collins than you are, Gabe? Obviously, the guy was Rookie of the Month in July. There was talk of him being Rookie of the Year. Now, I think that has since sort of waned a little bit. There are other guys out here that I think are more likely to win that. But Isaac Collins feels like a damn good replacement if you can't have Jackson Churio.
Yeah, but he's not Jackson Churio. Jackson Churio's like the first player ever to have 20-20 seasons in his first 2 years as a 20 and 21-year-old.
Right, but I guess what I'm saying is the
Jackson Churio
fall-off,
is a future superstar.
The fall-off doesn't seem that drastic.
No, I mean, we'll see, I guess. But again, if Isaac Collins fills in the next 3 games and has 3 hits, that's exactly what Jackson Churio did in his first 3 at-bats. And that would be a pretty good replacement, right? The depth is there for this Brewers team, and that's fantastic. That's great. And I do like Isaac Collins, but he's not Jackson Churio.
All right, let me give you a comp.
They were able to replace Christian Yelich at times last year, but you know what would have been really helpful in the postseason series against the Mets last year? Christian Yelich. Like when you're down your stars, it just hurts.
Is it Josh Jacobs to Emmanuel Wilson?
Probably.
Okay,
like
that's
Emmanuel's
not a bad,
nice. Yeah, like
that's
Emmanuel's
not a bad
nice.
deal.
He's a good player.
Okay.
But when it's 3rd and goal from the 2, who'd you rather hand the ball to, Chew?
No, I know.
You know?
But they win tonight, and then you don't even have to play him.
Yeah, and by the way.
And then you just let him rest.
Just so everybody knows this rule as well. They have to keep Jackson on the roster. Because if they take him off the roster, he is out this series and in the next series.
Ew.
So you got to keep him on the postseason roster if you want to have any chance at him playing in the next round should you advance.
Would you sit him tonight? Would you just try to extend the rest on that hamstring that feels like it might be getting to the chronic stage? It might be something that he deals with through his career. Hamstrings tend to be that way, unfortunately.
I listen to the medical staff. If they tell me he's good to go, then he's in. I listen to the medical staff. I don't listen to Jackson. I don't listen to what he tells me. I listen to what the medical staff
Well, and how much do you think that Murph is doing a little strategy here thing of like, oh, it's pretty bad. We're not going to have him just in order to play with the Cubs, in any way, which it seems like the Brewers are open to doing.
Yeah, I guess I don't see the advantage of that. Like Murph was, again, he was just keeping it open to anything because he didn't know anything. Jackson hadn't had any of the imaging done. By the time Murph talked after the game on Saturday, had a little bit of information, but, basically was, it's not as bad as we thought it could potentially be. It could still be something that lingers, though.
I will note, in the in-game interview, which you wouldn't have seen because you were in the game, he sounded immediately apoplectic, which to me felt like sort of playing a little bit of a game because Churio looked fine, seemed to be frustrated he was being taken out, and Murph immediately was like, this could be devastating.
Well, because here's the thing. Like, Jackson Churio's 21, and he might be made of rubber and be fine, but he's also 21 and could be full of it, right? Like, you have to go up. It's not like this is a veteran, Chew. Like, as you got to be better at managing your body and managing injuries the longer you were in the NFL versus being a 21-year-old in baseball.
But
it's just tough.
You don't pull up like that and play 2 days later. You just don't. You don't. When you feel something there, I mean, it might be 5 days, but I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked if he played tonight.
Yes. And you're okay with that decision from a precautionary standpoint, Chewy?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Like I said, win tonight and it takes care of it. Then you don't have to worry about it. Let him sit, let him rest, and then play in the next series.
We'll put it on the Jen Game and Chewy Twitter poll this morning. Are you worried about Churio missing the rest of this series? Are you worried about if the Brewers can win if Churio is not out there? I do feel, like I said, very confident in Isaac Collins. I think they've done a great job of building depth on this team. And I know hamstrings are pesky, so I would be hesitant to run him back out there unless he is very close to 100% because you want him to be able to not be hesitant, right? Like so much of that is the ability to react immediately, and you don't want him to be hesitant at all or even losing half a step. That's where I stand right now on Jackson Chourio, but where do you stand? Let us know, 800-990-3776. Lots of stuff to get to still this morning. We'll talk a little Packers and NFL as the morning goes on, and I have a surprise for our guy, Chew. But when I need to get somewhere, when I need to get somewhere on time and in style, I use AccuTrans Group. They're my trusted ride during the ESPN College Game Day travel, and they are our preferred transportation for Green Bay Game Day at Good Karma Brands. We rely on them to get our partners everywhere they need to go, from corporate travel and conventions to private events and tailgates. They learn your preferences, they're always on time, and they make booking simple. Veteran-owned, available 24/7, and delivering a first-class experience every single time. Book your safe and reliable transportation at AccuTransGroup.com. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We have an accident now on the off-ramp to Rawson Avenue from southbound 94, so watch out for that. It is on the off-ramp, not on the main line, so at least we got that. The earlier disabled vehicle near Highway F on westbound 94 has been cleared. Delays are still sticking around through there, so you're seeing backups from Barker Road out past Highway F. On the eastbound side, got a little bit of a backup from 164 past Highway F as well, and then back on the brakes from 92nd Street all the way to 35th. Southbound 43 now starting to slow down a bit from Good Hope Road all the way down past Silver Spring. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, increasing clouds. We've got afternoon showers and isolated thunderstorms possible with a high of 76. Tonight, on and off showers or storms, mostly cloudy, a low of 55. Weather's brought to you by Dickenschrauff Heating and Cooling, now hiring HVAC installers and service technicians. Join a winning, positive team culture that sets them apart. Apply today at Dickenschrauff.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tailgate season is on, and Monster Energy flavors are bringing the heat. Crack open the wickedly creamy citrus blast of Orange Dreamsicle, or ride the shockingly smooth wave of Electric Blue. Both packed with real sugar, bold flavor, and that legendary monster kick. This is the energy your game day deserves. So grab your can and unleash the beast.
Hi, it's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch, inviting you to join me July 5th on a journey through the lovely landscapes of England, Scotland, and Wales with Colette. We'll take in the charm of the countryside and the history of the great cities. Imagine standing before Big Ben in London, then later gazing out from Edinburgh Castle. So rich in history, it feels like you're stepping back in time. Along the way, we'll explore the storybook villages of Chester and Shakespeare's Stratford-upon-Avon, places where every street seems to whisper a piece of history. And how about about a scenic train ride through the rolling green hills that lead us right into the medieval city of York. It's all part of this incredible journey. From iconic landmarks to cozy villages, from bustling city streets to peaceful countryside views, you'll experience the very best of Britain's history, culture, and beauty, and create memories that last a lifetime. To learn more about this amazing adventure, text TRAVEL to 800-990-3776 or visit ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com for full details.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Right?
Yeah.
Kind of like a, oof, like instead of a, huh.
Yeah. But that's all part of taking the training law.
I do, but it's just such funny noises.
Did this get sexual or something? I don't know about it. What the hell just happened?
On 94.5 ESPN.
Brewers fans, you want to hit a Potawatomi Sportsbook before a home game but need a ride? Hit 2 balls with 1 bat by hitching a ride on the Potawatomi Game Day Shovel. Make any purchase in the sportsbook or same-day sports bet. You'll get a wristband and a seat on the shuttle. They begin about an hour before first pitch. They run nonstop for 1 hour after the game. For more information, visit Potawatomi.com. Bet above the rest. Weird weekend in the NFL. I should pull up the schedule here, the results here. All I know is that the Bills lost last night to the Patriots. Saw that one going down 23-20, the final there. And then it just felt like a strange one. If you caught the game in the morning between the Vikings and the Browns, that one was bizarre as well. Browns with a chance to throw a game-winning touchdown. Dylan Gabriel in under center for them. Carson Wentz under center for the Vikings. I mean, it was just a weird weekend. Chew, what was your biggest takeaway from the Packers bye week?
Probably Philly losing at home to Denver, even though Denver's pretty good. Philly
gave up 18 in the fourth quarter.
No, I know, but it just seems like there's drama every year in Philly. Last year it was between Sirianni and Hurts. Now it seems to be A.J. Brown's not happy. So that's good. That kind of levels out with the Cleveland game. You know,
with the Packers losing to Cleveland?
Yes. So, because this is going to be a race to the end, and I think it's going to be 3 teams. It's going to be Philly, Green Bay, and Detroit, and you got to keep pace with those other teams. Let's just hope, because I don't ever remember a tie on your schedule being a positive. It seems to always be a negative. Let's hope that's not the case when we get towards the end of the season and it's playoff time.
It was a positive for the Packers in 13. In 2013, it was a positive. They won the division.
Is that where Minnesota lost to Arizona?
No, that was 2003.
Oh,
13 is when Rodgers injured his shoulder. The Packers got a tie at home against the Vikings, and because of that tie, ended up winning the division when they beat the Bears the last game of the season.
So, Chew, when you talk about holding pace or keeping pace with those teams, you know, you mentioned the Lions, you mentioned the Eagles. They're 4-1. Meanwhile, the Buccaneers also 4-1 and leading that NFC South. That 2-1-1 though feels glaring to me.
It's an underachievement. I mean, it's not far off though.
Really?
If we sat here and they were 3-1 and they beat Dallas, didn't play great, we'd be like,
I would feel better.
Yeah, yeah, we'd be fine. But I tell you, a team that scares me a little bit because I watched most of the game was Tampa Bay against Seattle. Yeah, and how Mayfield played in Ibuka seems to be the real deal. He's a heck of a player. And I can tell you what, Minnesota has to regret letting Darnold go. Because I think Minnesota is a different team with Darnold. And Darnold played pretty well yesterday. I mean, he made some throws. But Tampa Bay scares me a little bit. Their defense isn't great, but offensively, they're pretty darn good.
Of those teams, Gabe, which one scares you the most? You got the Lions, you got the Buccaneers, and you got the Eagles. I would say right now, the Lions to me seem to be surging. The Packers caught them at a good time, like right out of the gate. It seems like maybe they had a little more rust on them than some of these other teams did.
I'm going to give the Packers a little bit of credit for making them looking as bad as they did.
Again, Packers pounced on the opportunity, won the game, taking nothing away from that. All I'm saying is that over the last few weeks, the Lions feel like have gotten incrementally better, and I'm concerned concerned if that trajectory continues, we're looking at another juggernaut Lions team at the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions have looked. I still look at the Eagles because they haven't really played a complete game yet, and I know that's in there for them. Like, they were 4-0, and they've only played good halves, and then that continued yesterday, and it bit them in the ass. Right, they played really good in the first half and then kind of threw it on cruise control and gave up 18 points in the fourth quarter. That kind of seems how their games have gone. Either they've had big comebacks or they've allowed teams to have these big comebacks and get back into the game with them. The Eagles, to me, are still the most complete team. They've got the most talent out of anybody. And, yeah, there's drama with A.J. Brown. I think they figured that out because there was drama with A.J. Brown at different points last year. And then
was he
they
the one
figured out
sitting on the sideline reading the book?
Yeah.
Yeah, last year.
He's just one of those guys, right, Chew? Like, you know those receivers. There's always a problem. Like, no matter what, there's always a problem. And everybody wants to show the video yesterday of him slowing up out of a route and then looking frustrated because he thinks it's an overthrow, but he wasn't busting it out of his cut. And, yeah, I mean, there's some drama, but it just kind of seems that's the way the Eagles have to function. If the Eagles don't have drama, I don't know if they can properly function.
Yeah,
because they've had drama the last 3 years, Chew. They've gone to 2 Super Bowls and won one.
The biggest difference is their offensive line isn't as good. And that has been what carried them. And that's why they've looked so slow. Even when they're trying to run the ball, Saquon Barkley has not had the year everyone was hoping for. And they have injuries, and then guys just simply aren't playing as well.
So of those 3 teams, Joshy, which one scares you the most? And again, I'm not sitting here saying that you need to be scared as a Packers fan, but I do think that these teams are continuing to separate themselves from the rest of the pack.
Right now, it's the Lions. I reserve the ability to switch that. I think there could be...
Got to be locked in from now to the rest of the year. One take only, Josh.
But to me, it's the Lions. They've looked the most complete and the most they seem like they still have room to get better, which is sort of terrifying.
And they're hungry, because last year turned out to be a disappointment when they lose to Washington. And I've had that feeling when you go to repeat. I don't care what you say. You're not as hungry that next year, and.
You think that's what they're fighting, Chew? They're fighting a little malaise?
A little bit of that, and I agree with Gabe, where they have to function in chaos. Seems like they play better, which is real weird.
It's very strange.
So I don't know. I said last week, after the tie, this stuff doesn't start till week 12. Because you look at Washington, we thought the Chargers were a pretty darn good team. In Washington, and blows them away. So, I mean, they're a team that figured it out late in Washington. It just does not start, and you want to be playing your best football when it gets to that point. And there's going to be more ups and downs. Holmgren would always say, hey, we got to, within a game, within a season, you got to be able to handle adversity. There's going to be more. They're going to lose another game that they should have won. That's just how this thing works out. Hopefully, as we get closer to the end of the season, they come together and they're like, all right, got to run the table.
All right, Chew, so when does this officially start? Because this has been your thing now for the last week or so of, hey, obviously the Browns, the Cowboys, it's not great. It happens. This stuff doesn't start. So does the Packers season for you start on Monday Night Football on November 10th against the Eagles? Does it start the 23rd against the Vikings? Does it start on Thanksgiving against the Lions?
It starts on Thanksgiving against the Lions, and they don't have to win that game.
Okay.
They don't have to win that game. They just got to look like they belong. Because then you go on the stretch, because obviously the Ravens, which we thought was going to be a huge game, that there may be one more game from packing the tent.
Yeah.
And their season will be over. And then we'll just have to wait and see. Do the Vikings get better? I mean, it's nice going Bears, Broncos, Bears. But that's a point, yeah.
So
Thanksgiving, that's go time.
What do they need to go over this next quarter, though, Chew? They got the Bengals, the Cardinals, the Steelers, the Panthers. Obviously, 2-1-1, the record for the first quarter. We recognize that there are 17 games. It doesn't evenly break into 4-4-4-4 anymore. But for these next 4 games, you need them to go what? Bengals, Cardinals, Steelers, Panthers.
3-1. 3-1, and then...
Sure, yeah.
And then the Eagles, that's at home. You got to beat them because then that kind of nullifies the tie, right? You don't want to get them to get the tiebreaker.
So I think you need to go 4-1 over the next 5. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Yeah. If you can nullify that tiebreaker, because with the tie and the Eagles beat them,
there wouldn't be a tiebreaker.
Yeah, that's because of the tie.
Because of the tie.
Right.
Like the tie gets rid of any tie because you're not going to finish. Most likely, you're not going to finish with the same record as anyone else because the tie throws everything off.
I just think it's more important for them to beat the Eagles and the Lions on Thanksgiving.
You know what? I'll agree with that because I have been on I want the Packers to reestablish that home field advantage inside Lambeau, and that's where they've looked dominant in their 2 wins this year. Mm-hmm. So I think I agree with that, Chew. Like if you go on the road and lose to the Lions, but you play them like you did last year on the road, and, it's a 34-31 final. They kick a field goal at the end of the game. Like I think you still feel good leaving that. But if you can have a really good record and start to reestablish Lambeau Field as a place that people don't want to come, I think that's a big thing for me this year.
I think Philly's kind of their Dallas when I played. You'd go into Dallas. We played there
San Francisco felt like that for a while.
Yeah, it's just Philly's kind of taken it over, I think, because they've lost the last how many times? It's been a couple, right? Last year was terrible.
Well, last year they lost in Brazil, lost there in the playoffs.
Yeah. So they're kind of their Dallas.
It can be, yeah. I can see that starting to establish itself.
Yeah. Just Philly in January with the way Hurts plays, even though we have Parsons, that's tough. It's tough. Then you play them at home, much better situation.
Well, the good news is the Bengals are at home, the Panthers are at home, and then to your point, Chew, you got the Eagles at home. I'm saying 4-1 over the next 5. So you drop maybe the game against the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Maybe they drop the game against the Eagles. Would that be a killer to lose to the Eagles?
I mean, it's not a killer, but I think you would love to. Because it's at home, I think it's more important to win. Because you only have the 8 home games this year. You want to take advantage of when those good teams come to Lambeau Field that you're able to beat them when they come here. I think that's a bigger deal.
Yeah, I don't think you can lose to both. You can't lose to the Eagles and the Lions. Yeah. Because then you're talking, 5th, 6th, 7th seed.
So you care less about that Steelers game because it's in the AFC.
Yeah. And they should beat them. Because Steelers' offense is meh at best.
If all of the Packers' losses this year come to AFC teams.
Oh.
Well, I mean.
I'd be okay with that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like from a standings standpoint, at the end of the season, you only have to really worry about the teams in the conference. We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. I got a surprise for Chewy. It's coming up next here on the show. Stick around.
If you're looking for a great place for that holiday party to host, you're looking for a unique space, something a little bit different. That's where X-Golf at AmFam Field comes in. If you haven't been, it is a fantastic. I'm sure if you've been in the ballpark, you've seen where it's located, overlooking left field, and it's a unique space that only exists here in Milwaukee. So go, you can book your holiday party out there, have a great look of the stadium. You have 7 state-of-the-art X-Golf simulators, plus plenty of other room for all the other things you want to have at your corporate event or holiday party. Find out more, xgolfamfamfield.com if you want to book the space. Unique menu, full bar. They've even got a second bar they can open for you if you have big enough. If you're looking for a party, 12 to 200 people, X-Golf at AmFam Field, xgolfamfamfield.com.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. The Homer Hour with special guests every day from 5 to 6.
You can win a Super Bowl with Jordan Love. You can.
The best 60 minutes of your day happens on the Homer Hour.
But you have to recognize in various situations he can make incredibly dumb plays, so you might have to limit him in some of those. It doesn't happen that often.
Weekday afternoons from 5 to 6 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Hey, it's Jen Latta, and I just had my walk-in closet redesigned by Closets by Design. Doug and his team in Mequon were amazing, from the first consultation to the final install, and now I have a beautiful, organized space for all of my clothes. They really brought my vision to life. Locally owned with the backing of a trusted national brand, they deliver expert design with a personal touch. Get 40% off, plus an extra 15% off, and take advantage of 18-month free financing. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN. And don't forget to tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you.
I'm with James Imaging Systems client Preston Clark. He oversees IT services at Creative Business Interiors, Preston, you get the benefit of one-on-one relationships with the James team, like when your sales rep said something unexpected. What did they say?
Hey, this is a little high. You're not printing as much as we thought you were going to print.
Then the James team member had even better news.
Correct. Let's bring that down. Let's make it a little cheaper and still keep you on the same program.
The James Managed Print Services Program. All your document output devices bundled under one invoice that includes service and supplies for one low cost per print. Nice, right, Preston?
Yes, felt great. Felt secure, Don't have to worry about, again, somebody just coming in and selling something and then walking away and never hearing from them again.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO-certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S., and they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit lakelandsupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
It's a bird bash at Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to $50,000 cash in the Bird Bash game show. Just play with your rewards card this October for a chance to win. Wouldn't you like to rake in a huge pile of cash? Bird Bash, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info at potawatomi.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
Hey, it's Kirk Herbstreit. On game day, great prep makes all the difference. Same goes for your pizza. That's why I go with Frigidaire Stone-Baked Pizza Oven. Fresh pizzas go from dough to done in just 2 minutes.
Whether you're throwing a party or squeezing in dinner between plays, this oven delivers hot, crispy, restaurant-quality pizza right from your kitchen. Only from Frigidaire. Game-ready pizza. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
How do you get to 10 in NFL in the football game? How do you do that?
You can have 5 safeties.
Great point.
Which would also be a great endorsement for Derek Carr.
2 field goals, 2 safeties.
2 field goals, 2
also
safeties.
a great endorsement for the quarterback. Continue. What else do we have?
On 94.5 ESPN.
Cheez-It, the legendary snack cracker, is now available as a frozen pizza. That's right, Cheez-It as the crust. So each crust, it's a giant original Cheez-It flavored cracker. It's square shaped because, of course, yeah, that's what it has to be. It's got to be a square pizza for Cheez-It. Ultra thin, super crispy, and the perfect amount of Cheez-It flavor. And because it's from Palermo's, you know the flavors with the toppings and the cheese, it all just goes great together. Italian fork cheese, cheddar jack supreme, and pepperoni are the options in terms of those flavors. And it's got one of the shortest bake times. So you go from freezing to cheese in as few as 8 minutes. With all the sports we got to watch right now, you got to load up your freezer. Find Cheez-It frozen pizza in your favorite grocer's frozen pizza section.
If you're not watching on the YouTube stream this morning, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, this would be the time to get over there to your computer, to your phone to watch. Chewy.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law was up north last week.
Okay.
And he was at a vintage store.
Oh, boy.
And, well, I just need to know if you have seen this before. Can you guys see it on the stream? Am I holding it up correctly?
I have seen that. They spelled Chewy wrong.
So it says, because again, this is an audio medium, Super Chewy Chewey. And again, there's no E when Chewy spells Chewy.
No.
So Super Chewy, and then it just says Chimura at the bottom. It is a caricature of Chewy ripping off of his, looks like a white jersey to reveal a very tight green shirt underneath that has the Packers G logo. I will say this, pal.
Yeah.
You look ripped.
You do.
They did you some favors.
They made you look like a model. You look like a model on this sweatshirt that my brother-in-law got for me.
I mean, they may have used the picture that we have of shirtless Chewy as the model for. I mean, the face looks oddly familiar as the shirtless picture that we have signed of you here in the studio.
So my brother-in-law, I love that he got this for me, but as Gabe mentioned when I showed it to him, he goes, looks a little small, JL. It's a size 14-16 youth. And I also think that there's no way this is a 14-16 youth. I have a 16-year-old at home, okay? He's not the hugest kid in the world, but he's bigger than this.
Well, I got to imagine, because we had Craig in here wearing, was that women's or was that children's? Women's sweatpants the other day, because he needed something comfortable to sleep on the plane ride back from Los Angeles.
What did he do? Swing into Spanx and?
No, there were Rams. He went to the team store. There were Rams. He went to the Rams Thursday night game using Rams sweatpants, and he took the red eye. And shout out to Craig for still joining us.
Yes,
we were fresh off the red eye on Friday. And I feel like you have brought in some different things where you have bought a youth-sized shirt before because it's cheaper.
Sure, yeah, I hear you. This is small.
I've got a couple of nieces in first grade, and I don't know if they're fitting in this thing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try. We're gonna see if I can jam myself into this kid sweatshirt. All right, I'm gonna take the old headphones off here for a second. See if I can get the sweatshirt on. It is a youth 14 to 16.
I mean, Again,
it's gonna be fat guy in a little coat.
Jen's obviously not a large human. I'm afraid we're gonna have to get the jaws of life out of this.
Oh,
like putting it on with the hat on is a choice.
Okay. All right. We're doing okay.
All right,
and we got it over the boobs. So that was the thing I was the most concerned about, if we're being honest.
You know what? I mean, the sleeves are a little short, but I mean, again, you just pull them up a little bit and it's fine.
I think you cut the sleeves off and you work out in that.
Oh yeah, like a Bill Belichick, right?
Yeah,
just cut the
show the pipes.
Can you breathe? Is it cutting off? Is it cutting off anything to the lungs?
It's tight in the arms. my fingers are starting to go white here with the old sleeves being this tight.
Well,
it's not horrible though. It's not horrible, I think is what we're getting at.
So I got down here yesterday, and there's a dive of all dive bars down here that I love to go to.
Is that the one that's got the dollar bills on the...
No, that's not it, but I've sent you pictures of this one before. People still smoke in there and stuff like that. It's kind of disgusting, but I went in there last night because my friends down here tried to corrupt me and tried to make me have a horrible show today, but I had the discipline to leave at about 8:30. So I walk in, and they put a framed jersey over my seat where I sit in the place, and I'm like, do you know how embarrassing that is? Because everyone goes in there and says, who the hell is that? I'm like, please take that down.
Wait, it's sitting above your seat? Like where you usually sit, there's a framed jersey above your seat?
I have a table right next to the dartboard. I sit there every single time. I'm like, oh my.
Isn't there a part of you too that kind of loves that you have a reserved spot at this bar? Come on.
You're Norm. You're like Norm.
Yeah, but they could just put a nameplate. They don't have to put a jersey, 89 jersey with my last name. We're like,
I think if you play in the NFL, that's sort of how that goes, right? Isn't that ostensibly a nameplate?
And let's be honest, if you're a regular here, they know they got you, Chew. They know that you're not going, like, this is your spot.
Yeah.
They're trolling you a little bit.
So
they probably
flattering.
know that this was going to be embarrassing for you, and that's part of the reason. If I had any hand in that, I would go, yeah, he's going to hate this. Let's embarrass him and put it up.
It's better than the framed picture. They could have gone that route.
That is, yes, that's very fair.
Imagine having that thing show up. Do we need to show that again? Do we need to remind everybody of what?
I mean, the problem is, if that showed up at the bar, then Chewy's wife is taking it down and they're never going back.
I mean, imagine if this is sitting above your seat, Chew.
I'm surprised Angie hasn't had any spies sent to the studio to try to confiscate the copy that we have.
Oh, yeah, because we show it on the stream all the time.
I thought about nabbing it the other day, Gabe, when we were doing all 22.
Yeah. Just on your way out the door.
It's such a good look.
See if anybody. But here's the problem, Chew. Like, there's not going to be any mystery as to what happened if that thing
100%.
disappears.
If it's gone, we know you or Angie took it.
Yeah, it's not like Kyle Wallace is going, hey, I want to take this home and hang it up in my house. Like, that's not happening.
Strofe might put it above his bed.
Okay, you know what? That's fair.
Does this sweatshirt have more value because they misspelled Chewy? They threw the extra E in there?
It's not as bad as they used to make the little whatever, the plastic little toys.
Oh, sure.
And I had a BC one, and they spelled my name wrong. Now that's embarrassing. My last name is like CHUMURUA. I'm like, a few too many U's in there.
It's like the goose from Charlotte's Web.
I mean, I feel like everybody used to misspell Favre all the time early in his time in Green Bay.
Well, because the R sounds like it goes earlier in the word.
Well, again,
F-A-R.
Yeah, because it's Favre.
Well, that's when they came over from
before the R. It makes no sense.
When they came over from Ellis Island, they didn't even know how to spell it because it's Mississippi, right?
So you're telling me that they knew they were going to Mississippi before they came?
Operations are off.
Yeah.
Like they knew.
We're time hopping here.
When they came over in whatever ship they came over in, they knew they were getting sent to Mississippi.
Are we sure the Favres pronounce their name right?
You think it should be Favre?
I mean,
sounds French.
How often have you seen a name where the letter just skips it for they're just out of order?
Not many. Not many.
Maybe the only one.
Lots of stuff to get to here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Stick around. We roll on right after this.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Southbound 43 is backing up from just south of Brown Deer Road all the way down past Silver Spring. We've got southbound 41 also slowing down from about Bradley Road to Good Hope. A little bit more right past Hampton. The northbound side slowing down before Mayfair Road all the way up to Hampton. Westbound 94, not too bad. You're seeing a little bit of a backup from 17th to Mitchell Boulevard and then west of the Zoo interchange to the county line. Eastbound, it's a little bit different. We got more delays from Highway 16 all the way to about Springdale Road, back on the brakes from 92nd Street all the way through almost to 25th Street. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast today, increasing clouds, then afternoon showers or isolated storms, a high of 76 tonight. On and off showers, there's storms, mostly cloudy, a low of 55. Weather is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Turn those hoop dreams into reality with Precision Sports, your one-stop shop in southeastern Wisconsin for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator basketball hoop systems. Installation of new or old hoops and completely customizable painted court lines. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Thinking about buying or building a new home? Start with a mortgage pre-approval from Great Midwest Bank and experience a state of tranquility. At Great Midwest Bank, we offer fast approvals and flexible options with experienced loan officers who understand the local market, because they live here too. Whether you're breaking ground for new construction or buying that dream home just around the corner, we'll guide you every step of the way. Bank with confidence and start your journey at GreatMidwestBank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just for you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Tune into the Rich Eisen Show weekdays from 12 to 2, right here on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Churio hits it on the ground. It's a fair ball down the left field line. Churio around first. He's headed for second. Here's the throw from Happ. It is late. A leadoff double for Jackson Churio. Drops down. A line drive down the right field line. That'll score Churio. Terang into second base. Back-to-back doubles. And we're tied 1-1. Perkins, line drive. Back up the middle of base hit. Vaughn will score. Frelick goes to third. It's 4-1. 10th man at the plate. Churio down to the count 1-2. Soroka's pitch. Line drive and into left, a base hit. Frelick scores. Perkins coming home. He scores. A sixth spot in the bottom of the first for the Brew Crew. The pitch struck him out swinging. Threw a fastball by him at 96, and he strikes out 3 in the inning. 9 Ks in the game for Freddie Peralta through 5 sparkling innings in Game 1.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
Cubs game 2 tonight at AmFam Field. It's an 8:08 first pitch, and it has been announced that Aaron Ashby will be the opener for game 2 after the Cubs really just absolutely the Brewers stomped on the Cubs 9-3 over the weekend on Saturday. We talked about Jackson Churio's injury. If you missed any of that, you can find it on Wisconsin On Demand, our all-new ESPN Wisconsin app, wherever you listen to your podcasts, etc. But I want to talk about this Ashby decision for a minute because, again, I continue to default to, and I think this is how it should be, the reigning National League Manager of the Year, Pat Murphy, who has a good chance to do that again, to win it again. I default to, well, Murph makes a lot of good decisions. And so if this is the way that they want to go, where they want to have an opener for game 2 of the postseason at home and then follow that up with Quinn Priester, we assume, I want to trust Pat Murphy's decision. The flip side of that, of course, is I think Craig Counsell probably thought he was doing the right thing by throwing his guy out there on Saturday, and it was on short rest, and it's a guy who doesn't necessarily do well against the Brewers, and he made a managerial decision, and then whoopsie-poopsie, that was not the right decision, obviously, as the Brewers
he stood by it, though.
As the Brewers tacked 6 on him right away. So there's a part of me that's like, best intentions and all. I'm going to be honest, a little bit nervous about the opener in Game 2 of the NLDS game. And maybe it's just... so I've been trying to figure this out, honestly. Because, again, my brain, default to Pat Murphy. Mm-hmm. Pat Murphy knows what he's doing. He has obviously managed this team to the best record in baseball this season. Jen, you should give him the benefit of the doubt. Because you just don't see it that often. Like in Game 2 of the NLDS, with the Brewers coming off of all of that rest, you would theoretically have your full arsenal of healthy pitchers. Mm-hmm. And so the part of me that is like, I think I would rather see Quinn Priester go out there and start the game. We have seen Quinn Priester start games during the regular season. I recognize he's never pitched in the postseason.
There we go.
Yep. But there's a part of me that still likes the tradition, the normalcy, the routine that we see from baseball, and this kind of going against it makes me a smidge nervous. Not overly nervous. I'm not panicking, but there's a part of me that's like, why are we trying to reinvent the wheel here?
Because, again, this is something the Brewers used. It wasn't necessarily, again, only one time with Ashby, but they used an opener a lot earlier this season with guys like Chad Patrick and would try to pair them up to try to cobble together enough starts. And the Brewers starting pitching is beat up right now. I think it's a specific Cubs thing. And Quinn Priester loves to throw the sinker. He is a ground ball guy. Whether we're listening to Jeff Levering, whoever associated with the Brewers, he throws sinkers. Cubs hit the sinker pretty well. So I think he's going to have to modify his game plan in terms of what he throws. Still going to throw a ton of sinkers, but I think that you go, okay, the Cubs pretty good at that. And you look at the majority of the best hitters for the Cubs being left-handed. And just forcing them to make a decision early in the game of, okay, how do we want to manage this line? Because Craig knows that Ashby's not going to be throwing 5 innings. He knows it's an inning or 2. At best case scenario for the Brewers, it's 3. He just pitches 1, 2, 3 innings, gets in there, gets out, faces the lineup one time, and then he's gone. I think best case scenario is he goes 2 innings. But now you've got to make a decision with your lineup. Do you want your lefties where you typically have them, where you had them in Game 1, batting 1, batting 3, PCA's down there in the 7 spot? Do you want to bury Michael Busch and Kyle Tucker a little bit to try to avoid that? And then they don't get as many at-bats, and that can be advantageous for the Brewers, who have some pretty good righties coming out of the bullpen later in the game. It's just one chess move early in the game where now Craig has to make a decision. Does he counter? Does he not? And then, after the game settled in a little bit, you can have Quinn Priester go out there and throw his 5 innings that you can expect out of him, and then hopefully turn it over to the rest of the bullpen.
So let's talk about it here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. It's sponsored by BetterHelp. Mental health is help. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout for 10% off your first month of therapy. That's BetterHelp, H-E-L-P. Chew, where do you stand on this?
Well, I was going to ask Gabe, did they take into consideration at all that Priester is a rookie and he would feel probably more comfortable pitching at home than going into the first game on the road in Chicago where you anticipate it's going to be crazy?
100%, Chew. I think 100%, which is why I think Jose Quintana is getting the start in Game 3.
Really?
He's the start. Well, he's the veteran. He's pitched. He pitched for the Cubs, so he's more comfortable pitching off of that mound.
Yeah.
And so I think Quintana is going to be the Game 3 starter just because he is the vet, and that's what you signed this guy for, to bring in so he can kind of log some innings in the postseason. And that's why I think Priester, despite Murph going, because nobody believes Murph when he goes, I have no idea who's going to be throwing after Aaron Ashby. Yes, I'm sure you have no plan for what you want this game to look like, Murph. I'm sure that's the case. But that's why I think it is going to be Priester. And like the emotions are just so high to start those first 2 innings. It felt like the crowd even ran out of gas a little bit by the time the 3rd or 4th inning rolled around on Saturday, because it was just so euphoric, scoring 6 runs, scoring 3 runs, and then kind of throwing it into cruise control. I think even with all of that energy, my guess is with Priester, okay, yeah, you're a starter, but you can still get your routine in. You're going to be going in a clean inning. It's not like they're going to bring him in with 2 outs in the 2nd inning. My guess is they've got a plan for him to start inning number 3. It's going to be a clean inning. It'll be just like a start, but the emotions will be down, and then you'll be able to go into cruise control and just trying to set up the rookie who hasn't made a postseason appearance, try to set him up for success as much as possible.
Okay, I get it. Because in baseball, the regular season home away really doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get to the playoffs, man, it's just different. In football, it really doesn't. You go play Dallas regular season, it's not much difference in the crowd during the playoffs. But I could see it in baseball.
Well, it's because
I kind of understand
because
the move
every
now.
play in the regular season is still so important when your guys are out there.
Yeah.
Every pitch in the regular season, it's but you're just you're there and you're paying attention. But every pitch in the postseason just means so damn much, and everybody is just locked into the game. So I completely understand where Murph is coming from this. I think he's trying to set up Quinn Priester for the most success he could possibly have.
And you think that the nerves and the all of the elements that might contribute to a performance, right? You want to hope that you can go out there and you can block out all the noise and all of that stuff, but it is still a playoff game. It is still a big deal. You think that Ashby going out there, and again, I want to make sure that we are very clear on this. I think having Ashby is such a luxury. Again, we have talked about all the things that he has been able to do for the Brewers, long relief, and he has saves, and he has starts, and all. Like he's able to do pretty much anything you throw at him. I love that they have him on the roster, but there's a part of me also that is like, he only has 1 start this season. Just the 1.
Yeah, but it's not like he's starting. It's just for him, it's like starting a clean inning. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just going out there.
Is that what I'm asking? Is it that comparable?
Yeah, I think it's just starting a clean inning. I mean, the energy is high, but if he were to come into a postseason game in the 7th or 8th inning, it's a clean inning, it's a tight game, some other high-leverage spots they would use him in, I think the energy would be pretty similar. So, because Ashby's been around for a little bit at this point, too, they've thrown him in so many different situations. He's just comfortable no matter where you put him.
Where are we at with Woodruff?
So he obviously is not on the NLDS roster.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't pitch, but he left the door open should the Brewers advance. Don't know how far they would have to advance, Chew. That was still kind of ambiguous. But there's a chance he could pitch later this postseason the further the Brewers move on.
Okay.
Were you surprised Hoskins wasn't on the postseason roster?
Not even a little bit. Well, they telegraphed that. They kept him in the minors for as long as they possibly could, and then when they called him up, he got 1 start. He got 1 start as a DH and 10 at-bats. They made it pretty obvious what their plan at first base was, and that was going to be a combination of Andrew Vaughn and Jake Bauers, and they both play defense better than Hoskins does, and Bauers is left-handed, so you have that pinch hit option off the bench, and Bauers can also play the outfield. So if this Jackson Chourio injury continues to linger, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point he gets a start in left field if they're facing a right-handed pitcher and they want that bat in lineup.
Did you see the other thing that happened over the weekend, Shu? And I don't know if a lot of people paid attention to this, but Adam McCalvey did write about it. I guess Pat Murphy doesn't shake hands with the guys on the line during intros. He just kind of mean mugs them.
Yeah.
Why? Germs?
No, because he thinks it's too much. Like, he gives them high fives and handshakes or whatever before the game starts anyway. He doesn't, I believe he called it happy horse bleep.
That's correct.
Happy horse bleep is what he calls it. So he doesn't want to necessarily participate in the happy horse bleep. But some guys knew, other guys didn't. So, like, Andrew Vaughn went up and just got ignored when they did the line. Because in the first game of the series, they announced the lineup so everybody goes out to the foul line, so Murph is already out there, and Andrew Vaughn went to get a handshake, and Murph just left him hanging.
The handshake takes too long, in that instance, it just takes too long.
They're saving a lot of time by collectively not shaking hands.
Yeah, you just do the pump, the fist,
No, he doesn't do anything.
Just do that.
He just stares them down.
If you put up a fit, like, you're just going to punch him in the chest.
Yeah.
He pretends they're not there. He just keeps staring forward.
Really?
It's like a keep it moving, pal.
Yeah. He's got a little grin on his face, too, as he does it.
And you think that's a strategy as well?
I mean, it's part of. I don't know if it's a strategy. It's a part of who Murph is, because that's apparently.
I just think he's a little odd duck. He's a little odd. That's fine.
It's what was the thing earlier this year we learned about?
The pancakes.
No. Where
yes, but no.
Where if somebody's like getting too full of themselves.
Oh, the checkmark system.
Checkmark. Yeah, that feels to align with that
This
sort of
feels
motto.
Because you throw a couple high fives and you're starting feeling yourself,
I
right?
don't know. I mean, because the checkmark thing is like to avoid people getting a little too look at me. I feel this is a checkmark thing. Because now it's a story and it's kind of look at me. I don't do this. I think that could be a checkmark.
Yeah, but the bar's so low. That's the weird thing.
What do you mean?
It's like you do the minorest thing and he'll give you a check mark.
Yeah,
like I don't
think PU, Chew.
Well, I have a little different scale, right? I mean, you let the guys have a little bit, but he's a tough grader, I'm a big curve guy. I'm a big grade on the curve.
We know
how you got through BC from what I hear.
The sliding scale of expectations.
Right in the meaty part of the curve. Not falling behind, not showing off.
C's get degrees, all right? Even D's get degrees, so there you go.
The problem is, it's not like you can adopt this Murphy thing. It's not like you can go to the game and if people are high-fiving each other because you're excited, you can mean mug them, and then it'll be understood, right? No, I'm just honoring Murph. Murph, he doesn't, give the guys high fives. He doesn't knock them up. He just kind of stares them down. I'm doing the Murph thing. I think it'd get me in a fight.
Oh, yeah, and there were a couple of them that broke out in the game, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, I know I did see one Cubs fan get was being arrested and being
really
escorted out. Yeah, got into a fight late in the game.
I don't want there was implication that someone hit a child.
That was the implication. There was no video.
I did not see proof of it.
There was no video to accompany the claim, so I didn't want to necessarily say that. But the video clearly showed the guy being arrested and escorted off.
Were there any the Bears still suck chants?
No.
Funnily enough, I saw a the walk down tunnel area that the Brewers have. They were chanting "Go Brewers" instead of "The Bears
What
still
a concept!
Who would have thought that?
Yeah.
What a concept!
Wow.
That after your
I
team
did hear
wins
a
a
"Let's
game,
go Brewers"
you would
as I was
cheer
in the stairwell
for
walking down
said
out of the
team.
game.
I believe that's what it was. I saw the video of it.
As opposed to crossing the streams and, criticizing or booing or whatever it is, the football team.
Yeah, no.
Because turns out when my baseball team wins, I'm excited about my baseball team winning. And I want to celebrate my baseball team winning. I guess that's
weird
we're
energy.
just strange up here. We're just weird. We're different.
Do you think the game time tonight affects the crowd? Is it a sellout?
Well, yeah, the game's been sold out for how long?
So you think a lot of Brewers fans? Well, you think it'll be? What would you say the percentage was when you were there on Saturday night?
10.
10% Cubs fans?
Yeah.
90-10?
Yeah.
You think
easily,
it'll be same
easily
tonight,
90-10.
or you think swing a little bit more?
Probably a little bit more, because are Cubs fans going to come up here for an 8:00 game when ticket prices are what they are?
Yes, but I don't know what the percentage will be, and I don't know how many Brewers fans have given them the opportunity to buy the tickets.
So I've just been kind of monitoring, just out of curiosity. So if I pull up the Vivid Seats app, I think I saw on that app there were only 500 tickets available on Saturday. Right now, there's only 459 listings on Vivid Seats for tickets. People are holding on. People want to go to the games themselves.
Well, Gabe,
so not even
what's unacceptable? If you said 10% is acceptable, what's unacceptable? 15, 20?
Yeah, I guess it just, if it got to 25%.
Oh, then that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Can't,
but people just are holding on to their tickets. They don't want to sell them. They just want to hold on to them.
Why? This could be history.
Exactly, and that's great. That's why you buy the postseason tickets. The reason why you bought postseason tickets when you did, and Jen mentioned we got a special pre-sale code for being partners of the Brewers with WTMJ. When I bought my tickets, it was slim pickings, and that was even before it opened to the general public.
Yes.
So people who have season tickets, have purchased season tickets for next year, who have that early access, they're grabbing a lot of these tickets because they just want to go. They want a way to go to these games because this team, again, is just different than some of the other teams we've seen for the Brewers.
Take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Roll on. Don't forget, we've got Rob Domofsky coming up at the bottom of the hour to talk a little Packers. Stick around.
When we talk about the Brewers, it's always brought to you by our friends at Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Don't risk it. Go where the pros go. Professional athletes trust Neurospine Center of Wisconsin, and you can too. Professional athletes like Christian Yelich trust Neurospine Center of Wisconsin, where surgeon Dr. Brandon Rebholz is to thank for helping get Milwaukee's MVP back in the field for a stellar season. So shout out to our friends at Neurospine Center of Wisconsin.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We still have some backups along southbound 43 coming in from just south of Brown Deer Road all the way down past Silver Spring. You are back on the brakes from Capitol Drive all the way down to about Locust. There is a broken down vehicle off on the right shoulder right about at Walnut Street. It is not in traffic, but enough of a distraction that's causing a little bit of a backup. Eastbound 94 still heavy from 92nd Street through the stadium. And then on southbound 894 starting to slow down a bit from Greenfield Avenue all the way down past Lincoln. Oh, there's also a crash on 41 northbound just past North Avenue off on the left shoulder. Get ready for boating, fishing, and paddleboarding on serene Delavan Lake. Make the most of the season at Lake Lawn Resort. Book your adventure today at lakelawnresort.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, increasing clouds and afternoon showers and isolated storms, a high of 76. Tonight, on and off showers and storms, mostly cloudy, a low of 55. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Students can't prepare for future jobs they don't know exist. At Junior Achievement, we help students meet their future selves. With the support of Manpower Group and volunteers from all walks of life, JA programs help young people explore careers, build resumes, and envision bold futures. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and the Pickler Menominee Falls is now open. Your home for pickleball. 9 premium indoor courts with unlimited play, leagues, tournaments, and clinics, all included in your membership. And right now, if you're not ready to commit to a full membership, you can try it all with their special trial offer. 30 days for $30. That's 1 full month of unlimited play, leagues, and clinics for only $30. Check it out at thepickler.com. That's PICKLR.com.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. It's October, and this is when the weather really starts to shift. The mornings are crisp, and the evenings are cooler. And right now, with Universal Windows Direct, buy 2 windows, get 2 free, no limit. And to make it even easier, you'll get 0% financing for 3 years. Receive an extra $500 off your entire home improvement project when you schedule this month. Call 414-410-2000 or visit UniversalWindowsDirect.com to book your free estimate today. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Goldsmiths are essential to running a jewelry store, but they're extremely hard to find.
Goldsmiths can repair jewelry, set diamonds, resize rings, and create beautiful, one-of-a-kind pieces of custom jewelry.
Most jewelry stores do not have an in-house goldsmith.
But Kessler's has 18 wonderful goldsmiths working in our 9 Kessler stores.
The average Kessler's goldsmith has more than 15 years of full-time experience.
And that's not counting all the apprentice goldsmiths and jewelry designers.
Our goldsmiths repair a lot of jewelry that we did not sell.
Bring us your broken jewelry and we'll bring it back to life.
When you see a woman with an extremely attractive, very distinctive engagement ring?
You can safely assume that it's a custom-designed, one-of-a-kind ring made by the goldsmiths at Kessler's.
When your relationship is special, you need a special engagement ring.
If you want something that's breathtakingly one of a kind,
come to Kessler's.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
This is Mike and Michelle Grau from Professional Construction Inc.,
a.k.a. PCI.
Around here, they're the same thing, like Friday fish fry and a good old-fashioned.
We're the Waukesha neighbors you see at the grocery store. Friday night football games, and yes, in your kitchen, making that space better than ever.
For us, PCI isn't just a name. It's family, it's community. It's putting our heart into every build and remodel.
PCI, for all your construction needs. Visit ProfessionalConstructionInc.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What we need is a chart. And every week, we take the shirtless picture of Chew, and we move that to wherever the prediction is of how many wins that they have.
8, 6,
7.
7. I think that's how it goes now, right?
8,
and they lost, and
7, 5, 3, 0, 9.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Josh DiMaggio here for my friends at Wanna Parlay, my favorite daily fantasy sports app with the absolute largest payouts on parlays. The football season is here, and it is time to play. I'm looking at a little Monday night action with the Isaiah Pacheco under on rushing yards, Brian Thomas Jr. over receiving yards, Kareem Hunt under his receiving yards, and Brashard Smith to score a touchdown. Here's what you should do. Download the Wanna Parlay app, click around, and when you decide to upload money to play and get into the action, use promo code JGC for a 100% deposit match for up to $250. Download the Wanna Parlay app, use promo code JGC, and let's play the world's richest parlay today. You must be 18 years or older to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER today.
Before we get to Rob Domofsky in just a few moments, Chewy, you were miffed by this Mark Sanchez story that rolled out over the weekend, huh?
Yeah.
Very bizarre stuff.
Because it broke, and all they're saying that he got stabbed and stuff, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And then maybe a couple hours later, maybe not even a couple hours, I see that he was under investigation and going to be arrested. Very
That's correct.
bizarre.
He got discharged from the hospital and was immediately placed into custody and booked on 3 misdemeanor charges.
So I think the lesson here. Go ahead, Chew.
What went down? I mean, it really didn't.
It's
Because I
all
only saw the
alleged right
initial
now, but
reports.
there
It was just.
Yeah, there is a charge happening that seemed like, I believe Mark Sanchez and this guy got into a dispute. It ended physically, and it seems like the aggressor is being charged as Mark Sanchez because after he was maced, it did not slow him down enough.
So he was booked on 3 misdemeanor charges: battery with injury, public intoxication, and unlawful entry of a vehicle. He has an initial hearing scheduled for Tuesday morning, posted $300 cash bond to get released. Based on the probable cause affidavit, Sanchez allegedly aggressed on a 69-year-old man doing his job disposing of restaurant grease into a truck. The man initially pepper sprayed Sanchez, and when the Fox Sports analyst continued to advance, the man stabbed him with a knife multiple times. The truck driver has not been charged with any crime.
So what was so interesting about the way that this all rolled out this weekend was that initially it was posted by big platforms, big people, that Mark Sanchez was the victim of a robbery and had been stabbed. And it was like, pray for the Fox broadcaster. Pray for him. He's in town. He's supposed to call the Colts game. And he's in Indianapolis, probably just went out for the evening. And oh my goodness, he's the victim of ba 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 ba. And then as more information came out, and of course the local news are covering this very closely, right? They're not tree-topping. They're not parachuting in. They're on the scene. They're taking witnesses' statements. They're talking to all the people involved. And they're reporting basically from the jump, guys, that there's more to this story than is being covered by all of these things who are saying T's and P's for Mark Sanchez. And I think it's just a good reminder of let the news develop. Let the information get out. You don't have to be the first to react to something. You don't always have to have an opinion on the most salacious information that is out there. Because there were a lot of people who then had to sort of, beep, beep, beep their truck backwards and retract some of the things that they had put out there, Gabe.
Yeah, and there's graphic videos that have been put out. I don't know who got a hold of some of the security cam footage that was eventually released. But obviously all not very good stuff.
But the other person is in the hospital as well, right?
So he has significant injuries. I don't know if that gentleman is still in the hospital, if he's been released from the hospital. The best I've seen of all the reporting is that he has significant injuries.
Crazy story.
Just a wild one. And then Brady Quinn stepping in after, I'm assuming, doing big noon game on Saturday for Fox, swinging over. And then, I mean, good for him to be able to do that on 24 hours notice, essentially. Like, hey, man, you're going to go in there and you're going to call the Colts game.
Yeah, they need someone because Mark Sanchez was in the hospital.
And then in jail.
And then arrested.
We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We've got Rob Domofsky coming up next, talking about the Green and Gold, who are now over their bye week and headed into their game against the Bengals.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Northbound 21, looks like we've got a crash at just past North Avenue. It's off on the left shoulder, so watch for the delays heading through that area. We've also got another crash.
I got you. You got me?
North Avenue on northbound. The left
Pretty
shoulder
good.
is blocked with that one as well. So a couple of accidents, and then we got delays from before Mayfair Road all the way up past Hampton.
Okay, sounds
Southbound
good.
side's backed up as usual from the county line to Good Hope Road. Eastbound 94, we got backups from just before 84th Street all the way to 35th. Westbound's actually kind of clear until you hit Moreland. That's when it starts to slow down all the way to Brookfield Road. And then we've got southbound 43 backing up from just south of Brown Deer Road all the way down past Silver Spring. A little more of a delay right past Capitol Drive down towards Locust. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, increasing clouds, then afternoon showers and isolated storms, a high of 76. Tonight, on and off showers or storms, mostly cloudy, a low of 55. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
So many of our youth carry unimaginable burdens: anger, depression, even thoughts of suicide. At Rawhide Youth Services, we recognize their pain. We help them find hope and healing. For those that need a second chance at life, we refuse to give up on them. Please be a part of our life-saving work. When you donate your used vehicle to Rawhide, you're helping change the lives of countless youth in our communities. Donate today and get a $100 Quick Trip gift card. Learn more at rawhide.org/donate.
I've been to my fair share of Green and Gold games, and the best way to get there is with Accutrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use Accutrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. Accutrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. I reclaim my outdoor space by having Comfort Awnings install a motorized retractable awning so I can enjoy the sun and get relief when I need it. Sensors are also available that detect strong winds and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive a free motor for your automated awning with your order. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit ComfortAwnings.com.
Saturday, October 11th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., Mentality is hosting a health fair at 2323 North Mayfair Road in Wauwatosa. Take a free cognitive test, the first of its kind FDA-approved brain health screening in just 10 minutes, and get labs with a donation. Plus amazing giveaways, and here's the best part. It all supports Ignite the Spirit, helping Milwaukee's firefighters and their families. Mentality clinics are backed by science and delivered with care. Mark your calendar for Mentality's Milwaukee Health Fair, Saturday, October 11th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Be there.
Awarded Best of Weddings 2023 by The Knot, The Bog is much more than world-class golf. Our clubhouse ballroom offers floor-to-ceiling windows and a breathtaking full-wall fireplace. Our barn venue was inspired by the on-site barn at Hole 6, built in the 1800s. 2 outdoor ceremony sites and a variety of personalized options. Our venues are perfect for family get-togethers, weddings, showers, graduation parties, or any event you are hosting. Call The Bog at 262-292-0740 or visit thebarnatthebog.com.
We need a new intro for this year, though.
Consider it done, Rob.
ESPN's #1 source for green and gold information.
The game has to be a continuation of the trend they're on. They can't just sort of go in on a level that, they've been at. They probably do need to play their best game, but I do think it's trending in the right direction.
A prolific golfer?
I was overly harsh about Gabe's golf game because I played terrible yesterday.
And noted hoops head.
If you shoot 60% from the free throw line, you're a bad free throw shooter. If you're 60% in the red zone, I don't think that's good.
It's Rob Domofsky time on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
This better be a great segment.
He is Rob Domofsky. We are lucky enough to have him joining us each and every Monday during the football season. Good morning, Rob. How you doing today, man? Oh, I see him. Oh, he's pulling a Shedeur Sanders on us is what he's doing. His lips are moving, but there's no sound.
Can you not hear me?
Now
we got you.
Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't doing my mime.
Although I think the Shedeur Sanders was a pretty good little quick pop there. If I do say so myself.
It was pretty good.
Let's get to the green and gold. What has surprised you most about this Packers season so far, Rob?
Just how quickly it changed after the first 2 weeks to what they were the next 2 weeks. Like usually, teams are relatively consistent. Yeah, you'll have a stinker here and there, but they looked so good in so many facets the first 2 weeks. And then, now we have all these questions about their special teams, about their defense, about their run game. So I do think it's been a little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde thing after a month of the season. But like it's so early, Jen. Like there's just there's so much that you think a football team's going to be in September and October, and then when you get to November, December, January, they're totally different. So I don't know that it's worth sitting here making any grand proclamations. But I do think it's been odd how different they played the last 2 weeks as opposed to the first two.
Rob, is Jordan Love playing better than we're giving him credit for? Because his numbers are pretty good in a lot of categories. He's top 10, top 3.
Yeah, it's interesting, Chewy, you say that because I was surprised when I looked over the bye week how good his I think he's number 2 in passer rating.
Yeah.
He's really high in a lot of the QBR stuff, and he hasn't turned it over very much, although the 2 turnovers that he has had were really, really costly because of where they were on the field. Both of his turnovers were backed up, and last year he only had, I think, 3 turnovers all season when inside his own 30, and now he's got 2 of them in 4 games. So I do think that's a problem. Now, the fumble you could say is Rasheed Walker's fault for getting beat maybe, and Matt LaFleur's fault for, making a dumb decision from a play calling and game management standpoint, but it's still a turnover. But yeah, he is probably playing better than I had given him credit for and realized because his numbers are really good. And he's been moving around. That's to me, I guess the best thing is that he's shown that mobility that he didn't really have last year.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Watson, Colin Oliver, John Williams, Marshawn Lloyd, Jacob Monk, all eligible to start to return to practice this week. Of the 5, do we see one, any? Who do you think returns this week?
Yeah, we'll be on the practice field in an hour and a half, Gabe, and I can't wait to see. I asked about Christian Watson when we last had Matt LaFleur on, what was that, last week, Tuesday, and he said that's been in discussions about whether he will practice this week or not. I do think that it's going to be soon. If it's not this week with Watson, it'll be next week very soon. Now, he's not going to play, though. That's, I think, what people need to realize, that just because the practice window opens on him, and I have in my notes here today, I just started going back through, and I've just started the project. I want to find out how many weeks most guys practice when they return before they actually play in a game. But I don't think he plays before, probably the end of the month at the earliest. Marshawn Lloyd seems like he's pretty close, if not ready to go. Colin Oliver, we have no idea. He just hasn't practiced at all. So I've sort of written him off a little bit this year. Now maybe he ends up as a guy who late in the year in December, returns. Was it the Super Bowl year? Didn't James Starks not do anything until right around Thanksgiving or even later?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden gave him a boost down the stretch. So maybe Colin Oliver fits into that. Those are the guys that I think can help them the most. Jacob Monk, I'm not sure how much he helps, even if he comes back, unless they just have more massive injuries on the offensive line. But to me, the ones that I'm watching are Christian Watson and Marshawn Lloyd, because I think both those guys can really help this team right away, or whenever right away is for them.
Rob Domofsky hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy as he does each and every Monday during the football season. We all know that Micah Parsons was Pro Football Focus's highest graded player for Week 4, which is obviously what we were hoping you would get from Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
And yet, the defense still didn't feel like it was the high-level defense that we saw early this season. Where's the disconnect there, Rob? Explain the disconnect to me, because we thought that Micah Parsons performing at a high level would somehow lift all crafts, right? And that Lucas Van Ness would play better, and Rashawn Gary would play better, and the linebackers would play better, and it would benefit the defensive backs as well. So where's the disconnect?
Well, I think it did until last game. Right? I mean, I think even after Cleveland, I think people were feeling pretty good about the defense. I mean, they give up 13 points in that game.
Correct.
So I don't think that it's necessarily like an epidemic. I think they had one game where you're starting to question those things that you asked about, and I think that's, rightly so. Maybe Jeff Hafley had a bad game, and that trickled down, because they certainly didn't use Edgerrin Cooper and Quay Walker like they had the previous 3 games. Like, we didn't see hardly any of those drops and pressures and deceptions and things like that. Maybe they were afraid to do it against Dak. I don't know why they would be, but maybe they were. So to me, I think, that's where I'd like to see where this thing goes, because I think for 3 weeks we felt pretty good about the impact that Parsons had made and the defense as a whole. It is interesting because, live, I did not think Micah Parsons made that great of an impact. And then you go back and watch it, and he was around the quarterback a lot, but it didn't seem to bother Dak. Like, maybe Dak was just on his game and was really, really good, because the pressures that they had, he was almost perfect. I think he was 8 for 11 or 9 for 12 when pressured. The only time that they got him was the sort of fake sack in overtime, which is more of a running play anyway. So I don't. It wasn't like they didn't get there. I just think that Dak Prescott played an outstanding game and picked them apart.
Rob, you think Josh Jacobs is frustrated?
If he is, Chewy, he hasn't shown it. We've only been around him for like a year and a month in terms of, football game time. And this guy is he's the ultimate pro, man. Like, I've never seen him complain. I've never seen him criticize anybody. He lifts up those around him. But if I were him and the offensive line, was all a mess as it has been with injuries and guys moving around, sure, how could you not be? And I wonder if privately he is, but publicly he has not said anything that would indicate that. I do think that, they started to show a little bit of run ability. Now, Dallas's defense is terrible and, is terrible. So I don't know how much we can put into that. But I don't know that I've ever seen, Chewy, through a month of the season, 4 different guys play right tackle. Like, I haven't seen that. Like, and I don't know how. I don't know how you account for that or how you handle that, but I don't know that I've ever seen that, and that being the case, that's just one position. Left guard's been a little bit of a moving target. Right guard's had a little bit of rotation, so I'm not sure, until they get that shored up, what you can do.
Rob, last week Jeremy Fowler had a little report as he was dumping out his notebook for a piece over at ESPN.com. about how the Packers had cursory talks with Romeo Doubs about a contract extension. If Romeo was a free agent today, what kind of contracts would he expect to get on the open market?
That's a great question, Gabe, because the receiver market is interesting, because the true number ones break the bank, right? And everybody else is sort of a mid, it's sort of a, 8 to 10 to $12 million range. And I don't know what Romeo thinks of himself in terms of what he thinks his value is. My guess, it's always higher than what the team thinks of you, right? I mean, that's just the way it goes. But if Christian Watson got, 13 million on a 1 year, I think it's really 11 when I looked at the contract. It's more 11 than 13 based on what the real money actually is. But, look, I saw the report by Jeremy, and I'm sure they maybe have had some feeling out about where, Dobbs might be in terms of his expectations and what a starting point is. But I still say I still think it's less than 50-50 that they do a long-term deal with Romeo. They've got too many guys that they've got to do. But look, if Romeo keeps playing the way he did last week, then maybe he is a $20 million a year receiver.
Is he a 2, Rob, though? Because we did we compare him to James Jones.
Yeah.
Right. And obviously there were better players.
I think that's a very good comparison. I think what everybody wanted to compare him to was Greg Jennings, back when and I don't think he is. And so I think I think you're probably right on that. But I mean,
the market is what it is, I guess.
He's on pace for a career high 761 yards, Rob. That's what it comes down to me. That's fine, and you could play in the league for a while, putting up those types of numbers. But I don't know if I necessarily pay for that.
Yeah, you have to get down to I'm just looking at the numbers here. Jerry Jeudy makes $17.5 million, and he's probably 15th on the list of APY, right? Here's the guys in the $13 million range: Darnell Mooney, Rashad Bateman, Darius Slayton, Travis Hunter, Christian Watson, Jacoby Myers, Tutu Atwell. He's at $10 million. Is he as good as those guys? Probably.
Yeah, he's in the ballpark.
But then you take a big step up, from there to Christian Kirk is at 18, Jerry Jeudy 17.5, Cooper Rush 15. Then you go the other way. Stephon Diggs is 21, Devontae Adams, Chris Goodwin, Calvin Ridley, Cortland Sutton are all in the 22, 23 million dollar
He's not there. He's not
right.
Those are not his peers.
Yeah. So where it slots in, does he slot in at 12, 13 million? Would you do it for that?
No.
How many 1,000-yard seasons has Rashad Bateman or Darnell Mooney have? I don't know if they had any. I don't know.
Bateman has not. I think he got close last year. I think he had at least a 900-yard season.
Okay. So that's sort of what you're looking at, I think, and maybe add 10% because it goes up every year, right? That's just the way it is. So I don't know. Would you want him back for 4 years and $48 million?
Yeah, so I guess Bateman would be the guy. Bateman career high 756 yards last year.
So that's a pretty good comparison.
That's good comp.
And that's what agents like to do, right? They like to take, I know an agent who does this, who actually not an agent, but he is employed by an agency, and his job is to find comps to their clients and try to present those deals. And and I talk to this guy a lot. I'm going to have to ask him what he thinks of Dobbs, but I think those are the comps. I think Bateman's a really good comp.
What's Bateman's number again?
He is at 12.25 million average. That's APY.
I guess I lean towards no, just because they have so many other guys. Like when Christian Watson comes back, and they already invested 2 high draft picks at that wide receiver position this year, with not just Golden but also Savion Williams. It seems like they've been preparing for his departure, and then they decided, we're going to give Christian Watson a 1-year extension.
Right.
And if you extend Dobbs, does that prevent you from extending Wicks or Reed?
Yeah, and that's exactly right. I remember last year talking to passing game coordinator Jason Vrabel, and he's like, here's how we'll find out who our number ones are. It's who gets the second contracts, right? That's sort of how. Now the interesting thing on Bateman's deal, just looking at it closer, his signing bonus was only $8 million.
Okay.
But total guarantee of 18. Now we know the Packers don't structure deals that way. The Packers structure deals where the only guarantee is the signing bonus, whereas Baltimore did it differently. They guaranteed his base salary for 26 and 27. This deal was done in June of this year. So a little different structure. The Packers don't do it this typically, do it with, other than quarterback and Micah Parsons, they typically just do the guarantees or the signing bonus. This was a much smaller signing bonus, which is an interesting way to do it, I guess.
Really good insight, really good perspective. Last thing before we let you go, Rob, because this was obviously a big talking point during the bye week. Is there anything to Matt LaFleur moving on from Rich Bisaccia, or is that just a pipe dream by some fans who are frustrated with how terrible special teams has been consistently for this squad?
Yeah, I mean, nothing in Matt LaFleur's history would tell you that he's going to make an in-season coaching change. I mean, if he didn't do it with Joe Barry in his last year, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it with Rich Bisaccia. Now, the interesting thing is in Joe Barry's last year, they actually they sort of turned it around and really finished pretty well. And there was some thought that Joe Barry might have saved his job in that little run late in the year. In what was that, 23? I don't think. I mean, look, I think if they were going to make a change, we would have heard about it by now. We would have known it. I fully expect to see Rich Bisaccia on the practice field when I get there in a little bit. But I'll certainly let you know and let the world know if he's not.
Rob, we always appreciate you spending some time with us on Monday mornings. Have a great one. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right. Have a great week, guys.
He's Rob Domofsky. He will, of course, report back if there is any news to report from Packers practice today. We're Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We'll take a break. Be right back after this.
A weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend. Tune in to Hear District, Marcus Johnson at Bucks Plus Audio Production. Marcus and his son Chris, a 1995 UCLA hoops champ himself, talk about everything happening in the Bucks world, and they're joined by some of the biggest names in basketball. Plus, they'll answer your questions too. Stay on the beat of the Bucks. Find Hear District now, bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Crispy chicken just keeps getting better at Cousin Subs. Try our crispy chicken basket, complete with 3 white meat tenders and a regular fry. A meal made easy. And for the little ones, our kids meal comes with 2 crispy tenders, applesauce, a juice box, and cookie. Just the right size for growing appetites. Made with quality chicken and ready to enjoy in-store, online, or on the app. But hurry, these crispy favorites are only around for a limited time. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Your neighbors are talking. Did you see their siding? Yikes. That drafty window? It's basically air conditioning. From nature. Don't be the scary house on the block this fall. Call Exterior Pros and Baths and get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project. No tricks, just treats. That's 262-800-4274 or click your way to extpros.com. Fall in love with your home again. Trust the pros.
Looking for localized banking solutions and a strategic partner? Fifth Third Bank has been shaping the future for businesses for 167 years and for the last 15 right here in Milwaukee. We offer industry-specific expertise, local decision-making, and extensive experience to help you navigate the ever-changing business landscape with your business in mind. At Fifth Third, we're big enough to provide sophisticated solutions and expert guidance, yet empowered to make local decisions and build strong community connections. Experience the commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Caldwell's. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free, no interest for 3 whole years. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
I'm home. Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you... Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow. Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service. Guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football. It's a pepper thing.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
TBD.
No, not how this
Attaboy.
works.
Attaboy.
That's not how any of this
That's
works.
how you make content.
What do you mean? What do you mean? That's how it works for him.
What's TBD mean?
To be determined.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
To be determined.
Did you hear him say to be dumb?
To be done. Did Joshy say that?
He did.
On 94.5 ESPN.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. October 10th is World Mental Health Day, and this year we are saying thank you, therapists. BetterHelp therapists work according to strict code of conduct. They are fully licensed in the United States, and they do a great job of the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. You just fill out a short questionnaire. It helps identify your needs and your preferences, and then they use their 12+ years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate to help you get the right therapist the right time. But if you aren't happy and you need to switch, they make it easy to do that too. World Mental Health Day, we are celebrating the therapists who have helped millions of people take a step forward, and you could be next. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can start that journey right now. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout. Back here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. If you missed my reveal of the Chewy, CHEWEY sweatshirt. Wait, Super Chewy is what it says, right? I can't see it. Does it say Super Chewy? Is that what it says?
Yeah, it says Super Chewy.
Does he have a cape on? Is there a cape?
No, he's ripping the shirt off like he is Superman.
Yeah.
He's got good hair.
Yeah, they did a good job. They made you look very handsome, Chew. On this Super Chewy sweatshirt that I'm wearing.
Please don't ever wear that again.
I got to imagine that sweatshirt came out after it was revealed that you and Brett had your Superman tattoos, right?
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, it had to be because when we got those, it was 93 and we weren't breaking out yet.
Well, and so what you're saying is nobody was making a Super Chewy sweatshirt in 1993?
Yeah. Did you know Brett, his is remarkably higher because he didn't want his mother to see that he had a tattoo, even though he has another tattoo.
Would she be able to see that one?
I would hope not.
We'll see then. That's kind of what I figured. Yeah. The whole, even though he has another one, was just thrown in there to make sure that people know that he has one in one of those areas.
And again, because you guys weren't going to think this out, because I remember that being a story, like later, like even though it was hidden, like, you guys got tattoos together, which makes me think that you ratted him out when you were approached about, hey, what's up with the Superman tattoo? Oh, yeah, me and Brett got him together.
We did, but the other tattoo, when a certain text came out, I went, yep. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about, but you know what? That's just
Gabe,
fine.
do you know?
I know the Crocs text is what he's describing, but I don't know how the tattoo and those correlate.
Because you shower naked, Josh. You don't shower with clothes on. Are we talking about the same thing, the New York text?
I have chosen to not remember anything about that text other than the Crocs. I have not studied it.
They were orange, right? Hey, listen, Wildy and Tausch are going to talk about your Packers and your Brewers Game 2 of the NLDS tonight at AmFam Field. We will be there, and we'll be recapping it all tomorrow morning right here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee.
Northbound 41 looks like we've got a crash at just past North Avenue. It's off on the Little F